Yo, welcome to Shane's Take. I'm your host, Shane Norman, and today we're going to be going over the NFC West, what they did in the free agency, as well as the draft, and where I think each team falls in the division. Now, first, I want to start in Arizona. Because they... I just don't really know what to say about them. They just don't move the needle for me. For some reason. But they went and got Kazir Wright out of Philadelphia. They got LJ Collier. And inside of defensive lineman, they lost Byron Murphy at corner. They got Dennis Daly at right guard. They got Josh Woods, a linebacker. Zach Pascal, wide receiver. I believe he came from Indianapolis. And they lost Zach Allen, an interior defensive lineman. So they pretty much gave and took in free agency. But in the draft, they got Paris Johnson Jr., an offensive tackle out of OSU. So they're invested in protecting Kyler Murray, which is good. Then they got B.J. Ojulari out of LSU, an edge rusher. And then they got Michael Wilson, a wide receiver out of Stanford. Gotta wait on that QB to come back healthy, man. I don't think Colt McCoy wins you a lot of games, but maybe he does well enough. Depends on when Kyler Murray comes back. That's going to be tough for them. But I give them a C plus. You know, they didn't really move too much. It doesn't look like DeAndre Hopkins is going anywhere, so we'll see. But pretty pedestrian to me. Nothing too impressive. I like the picks, though. Love the draft. Off season, meh. So I'll move on to the LA Rams, who just lost. They lost Jalen Ramsey. They lost Allen Robertson. They lost Bobby Wagner. They lost Baker Mayfield, Taylor Rapp, Michael Scott, and Greg Gaines. Corner, wide receiver, linebacker, quarterback, two safeties, and an interior defensive lineman. In the same order I said their name. It is... I didn't see what they replaced them with. So they didn't have a first round draft pick because of their F the picks mentality. So in the second round, they went and got Steve Avila, a guard out of TCU. I don't know who the quarterback is that they're protecting. Then they went and got an edge rusher, Byron Young, out of Tennessee. Then Cobre Turner out of Wake Forest at D tackle. Then they went and got Stetson Bennett. Maybe he competes for the job. I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't be able to compete for the starting job at LA. Or maybe they picked up somebody I'm unaware of. But from the looks of it, you know, this team is really paying for the microwave Super Bowl. So I give them a C in their offseason in totality. And it's bad. They lost a lot. And I don't think they'll be able to recover from it, at least not immediately. But I move on to Seattle, who I think had the strongest offseason in the division, hands down. Arguably in the league, in my opinion, because they were already really good. I really like the fact that Geno Smith has played so well has been a blessing for them. Like, it's been everything for them. So, because they don't have to sign him to a crazy max deal. It just works out as far as team success and money. But so in the offseason, they were able to get Bobby Wagner. They lost Poona Ford, the inside defensive lineman they had, but they went and got Devin Bush, who I like. They went and got Jaron Reed to replace him. They lost Jonathan Abram. At safety, they went and got Julian Love, who I liked. I like what I saw out of him coming from the Giants. Then they went and got Draymond Jones, and inside defensive lineman they lost Rashad Penny. So I think they won the free agency, and also in the draft, I think they killed it. They went and got Devin Witherspoon, cornerback out of Illinois. He's a stud. They went and got Jackson Smith-Njigba, the wide receiver out of OSU or Ohio State. He's a stud. Then they had 2 second-round picks. They got Derek Hall, and this is all for the Russell Wilson trade. How wonderful is that? They went and got Derek Hall, an edge rusher out of Auburn, and they went and got Zach Carbonet, out of a running back out of UCLA. So they were able to improve. They definitely added depth to get a running back, a wide receiver, and another corner, a top tier corner in the early in the draft. Early in the draft, you got 2 elite guys in the first round, potential elite guys in the first round, and then you got good players that can potentially be rotational in the second, as well as you improving in certain positions in free agency. I think the Seattle Seahawks, if Geno Smith puts together another season, if they had 2 rookie tackles over there last year. And if you're asking me, they played pretty darn well. So I think they're cooking with something over there. Yeah, really impressive. I give them an A. Hell, I'll give them an A+. They got Bobby Wagner back. Brilliant. That was good move. Good move. Anyways, so I move on to the final team in the division, and that is the San Francisco 49ers. They didn't get a pick till the 3rd round. I'm not familiar as to why, so I won't speak on it. But they were able to add Jonathan Hargrave and Sam Darnold. But they also lost Jimmy Ward, Emmanuel Mosley, Mike McGlinchey, Charles Aminu, Azeez Al-Shaair, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Samson Ibukum. So that's pretty much a lot of the main parts of their secondary, their depth. I believe Javon Kinlaw is a free agent. So they lost a lot. I don't think they won free agency at all. And then in the 3rd round, they were able to get Ja Ayer, a safety out of Penn State, Jake Moody, a kicker. They drafted a kicker out of Michigan in the 3rd round. And after that, drafted Cameron Latu, tight end out of Alabama. They drafted a kicker with their 2nd pick in the 3rd round. Yeah, I'm going to give them like a D. They get a D+ from me, but just because they're a professional franchise. And maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think this team is not going to be what we've seen in years past. But I'm going to get to that actually right now by going over who I think is going to be the bottom feeders in the division winners of the division. Now, I'm still of the mindset that Arizona isn't a very good team that's going to win ball games. I think they have issues beyond their repair at the moment. But they're not going to finish last in this division. It probably will be the Los Angeles Rams. I'm willing to bet the bank on that. I see them being the bottom feeders just after what they lost, and they wasn't really able to, gain any traction in the right direction in this offseason. So the Arizona Cardinals are the team I see finishing potentially third. I say potentially because I don't know the timetable on Kyler Murray. That could easily change because I think that they have the potential to surpass San Francisco. At the moment, I know Brock Purdy looked great. We don't know when he'll be back. And Trey Lance, maybe I'll talk about him another day in another video. But I don't know if. Well, yeah, I'll take Arizona going third in the division, San Francisco second. But I think Seattle wins the division in dominating fashion. They actually might end up being the only double-digit win team in this division, and maybe, potentially, the only team to go to the playoffs in this division. But, I'm interested to see what it all turns out to be. Thank you so much for your time. My name is